Alright, Assalamu alaikum. So this is how you perform this activity. Right? So here's the idea. So I'm going to use different numbers from the ones that are in the activity, right? But it's the same idea. So let's suppose that there are different colored, let's say moths, right? So we have a whole bunch of blue colored moths and a whole bunch of yellow colored moths, right? So here's how it works. Right? Let's suppose there's, let's suppose there's, 7 of each. Right? So I'm going to put out 7 of each. All right. So there's 7 of these moths, and then there's 7 of these kinds of moths. All right. So you have something like this. All right. So these are floating around all over the place. All right. They're living over here. All right. And let's suppose there's like a bird that comes around. All right. So there's like a bird that comes around that eats moths. All right. So when it looks at it, all right. So maybe it notices that this table is like a light color, right? And the yellow is also a light color. So sometimes it's not able to see the yellow as well as the blue, all right? So it's going around, it's looking at the moths. It's not able to see the yellow moths as well as the blue moths. So here's what happens, all right? Every time it comes around, right, it eats 7 moths, right? But it's not going to be just an even number, right? It's always going to eat 3 moths, 3 yellow moths, and 4 blue moths, right? So because it's going to eat more of the blue ones because they stand out against the background a little bit more. It's not as camouflaged. All right, so the bird comes around and eats 4 of the blue moths and 3 of these. All right. Now what happens? Well, what happens is that the ones that are here, right, these moths over here, they reproduce and they produce more moths. So for every moth that's here, you get 1 more moth in the next generation, right? So for each one that I have here, I put 1 more. Each one, I put 1 more. Right? And the same thing for the blue, right? For every blue moth, I put in 1 more, like this. Alright, there we go. So now these are going on all over the place. These are flying around all over the place. And the bird comes back again. And again, same thing. It eats 4 blue and 3 yellow. Alright, so 4 of the blue get eaten. So I'm going to put them back in the pile here. And 3 of the yellow ones. And again, same thing happens. Right? Same thing happens. Each of the moths that are here, right, they have 1 more, right, because they reproduce with baby caterpillars and moths and stuff like that. And so you got 1 more for each, 1 more for each color that's already there, right? So the yellow moths are going to produce 1 more blue yellow moth, and the blue moths are going to produce 1 more blue moth, right? So this is the idea, right? Now again, the bird comes back again and again, same thing. It's going to eat 4 blue moths and 3 yellow moths. And then afterwards, you're going to, each of the moths that's left is going to produce 1 more just like itself. So that's the idea. This is how you do this activity. Now once you do this, the idea is to figure out what happened. Look at the proportion of the colors that that are left in each generation. What happens? Do you have the same proportion of yellow and blue as in the beginning, or whatever color you're using? Or over time, is the proportion of the colors, the percentage of each color that's present, is it changing over time? Is one of them getting higher, one of them getting lower?